This is Boadu TV. Truth and integrity.
I Bobie TV yama munyina kwaba na kwabena Bobie Ansah ena ne wache se ope opposition na omunkatewa NPP omoko opposition na safe no munyansa ba enso mo amamu no mo bu no tan na kodwo opon kroma kokasim bi ado matese no so last week enso na ye gloyosu trobu MP ono so omode amano okakasa fa covid levy ho yes omwa ndisi fo na ono Bobie Ansah no onwa na ebe kasa ama ban ne hu se nyoma bi nkoyi no makoyi o meka nso NPP from pepe bentra na memu no ye de mom 8 years o ma fanya hwe na muntaka Mubarak o se Bruce eba e wo tuo ho no ahemfo ne mamo sori ana muditu na krum na bullet ankasa ekunipa na wo mu ye betine ese omo ye bibi wonu ngwa amakotu amobi aka obi ye beti ese tete na gunpowder ese mbe back to gunpowder.
It's good that we are follow up because look, as much as NDC ebu minor now, as much as we have a very weak and useless opposition, I say yeah na ye check NDC abino. The John Mama, I know him only any problem. Ono krano show we air buano. Show we say na chief of staff na ya or de marke or de track bibia because when him say nya ya beka no hacking. Chief of staff onim Dr. Callistus onim. Me omunim me se Bobie se nyankwa Bobie bebiem. Enti eboa omo enso mo timi e check system no. It's better say ya be check ye ho. Na amamu na koyi no man na akonanim. Se amamu bedane only sikapedia. Ene na kire say ya dada o manfo keke. Oju o man a no waye ni yie. Enya ba bia na ebeye yie. But dear ubetimi obi ani tua so ubetimi ni dear. Ye ni ye. So simple. Esremwara. Esremo pa. Alright. One say o man for do no a roads. Roads are a lenke. Na on say ubu o man na ka kire nkrofo say year of roots na wa anye hwea uko opposition 8 months 9 months na I expose you kwa me na me dia ibi sende o kwa bi o mo ye video bi ya o mo ye comedy quote ankwa na why no, nyabutre mami with water no tobo. Say, oye ubusa. Because, Ghana ni nani ati. Nobody is talking say sebe jomama mfeduane emre no. Abrante bi na efreya o se sika enukrum. And ono so ne consensus no so mbe jemu kakra na question why ne kuram however ofa eye colesa efreye over 100% no emu 80% were talking about development roads ebinom ebo so se nkania ne de eye baby a low current. I am saying nipa mienu raise issues about area robbery, armed robbery, attacks. ɛna de obeka say ye de ayi cars asisi apake kwan so yi ye na de kwame uko osu ura osu insider unim eya na se cars na kura ye adwuma eya na nya me ye o car na say ya onyusu bio eye old car ya kire se atete na wa pake asi ekwa ho na odi agye kwa inti cars mienu ntimi monsa ho se car na ya adwuma enhame because e dey anipa kro no betu ti se ni fia ni mu kra na street ni da me ya na me ni problem na de na ye mabufu ye se car na say se atete ties nhyase na odi bo uko ni ma ubehu bebre uko osu a ubehu akrache for so na titi o uko kan so anu omubu afu si ajimi o si abodam o ntimi hu oh my Ghana oh minu ya betu ya betena se ko ba na betena na se ko de enu na ya adwuma ntimi hu se damu se obi antimi nka ho asem lorry kwanso o pake car asi lorry kwanso saa ye den o pake car e de asi lorry kwanso de ye den no pake na so obi frame se ni ma area bi yes boga bi abetra ho se de say he has almost blocked the road the man for me the car if fa ho call mu fie no giso mo konwan David uko ka or boys
abre ye wombra yo police o Ghana
kro mu obi ye imama ye kana asem Ghana obi ye imama ye kana asem obi ye sofo a ekrom a Duncan Williams ne Naji Asarif we ni ade ye ka o masem
ya asemu
yo mo pa no mo ye asofo enyina wa langas
bodyguards with guns
bodyguards atuo okọ asori akoprichi na atuo ehihye ne bodyguards ho okọ mosque sike a wase anu se tie ni ina msinti ya na mo kwa asori dem ne mosque mo kwa yede mo meka ye hwan mo meka ye ho se ye de ye wo street ni mu because I don't get it. Now minu abi ka say a friend say praje ya age tamale akwai ni nyina afa ya tamale na aka kwa santimampon ya santifo krom ko fo wani ko hwa de janse lidi ko ye fie da bia me koma mpo na me kofia da bia me kontoko onyanse ne so da bia
problem kase o Ghana
and ontia ya asori bi wo sprinters ha asori bi wo sprinters se synagogue so osofo na ntimi afunu a Nigeria ni no a wanya ne baby kono synagogue bra kwasi adao na kwaya ye de taxpayers money aye na omotimi age full street dia park cars David Missy Kroma yenka imama sem yenka sofo asem ohine kura mpo de bobo synagogue ewa obi apa akwasi adam nkohwe wo aban anase president abeka kire wo mo se wa ma wa asori a wa ma nkrofo ampake wo mo cars ya obema nkrofo apake cars wo lorry kwa mu no ye be charge wo se de ni If I can say some money, I be show.
Apart from our kind some one I be show. This is a Ghana. This culture there is Obri as a bond. That's a banaka. Oh, that must be about to abate you.
No, say, Omo say politicians need here power.
Yes.
A chain. So Omo be the papa.
Yes.
So that is the whole problem.
That's the problem we have. If I'm not driving, you know, baby, some discuss the issue. This place, I see the new pattern as well. This place, I see the new for her. But so, also them as in Benny Juma. Oh wait, election time, boss. About to wait here, and then my politicians are afraid of losing power. That is what I'm saying as in your record. Because of the fear.
Oh, guy,
and losing power.
And I know a cocker, a man for boof. No answer to for bar a GJ a Obeka say I feel a galamse no adane a mafia. Come young answer and I'm taking. Na mafia cartel and Kolanete mafia group. And Kolanete. But that is the reality. Yanimo. Ako, Messi galamse no, and yes, yanimo. Yenim kwa ba faso tu galamse ase. Yenim
pa. Oh,
yenim ni adane busybody on video bi na akwa bi. Omo ye enipa for kasi wa omo sesa niema akogum. No, what said that you busy? Obi akota wade de ba no hye no kwa ma.
Yeah.
No dimika no akoka. No waba.
Yeah.
No
Yeah. Wa makrumpodo. Aye busybody.
Busybody. Yenim kwa ya. Opa mayemfa no kre pa enhyem. See the no kre shem.
Within a short time.
Nanki yemma ye ho just 3 months okruma. Opa yenya Rollins so type. Military junta. Rollins so type and I say Traore so type. Me say 3 months.
Bobie, Mr. Say, a party to Galamsey, sir.
Yenim.
Areas I Galamsey in Amame elections.
Yenim.
You to ask it.
Yenim.
Because of election, fear of losing elections.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, man, for me, maintias you say, Obia decided, say, or no. Me buy you may cantonments actually. A whole place like cantonment. Me won't say, maybe I said at the table, be a baby see baby free zones, quite no, or the turn right, no. Did you get to a so no, or didn't to say guso. Now say, come on, or what shall I say?
At the beginning.
Yeah. My young Christmas will not bunch have a home. Body have a home. I'm answer or Tonko. Now be so I be see to a view. Not third wherever. When you were bounce, not done a market center.
That's how it starts.
Yeah.
That's always starts like that.
When you were bounce, no, just what did I hire you? Yeah, yare. Yeah, yare pa. Na, your friend say, I dear ba kokra, how me pass see. Lorry fare. Yeah, drivers no, and rassen and sane. Me will say, Kumasi say, passengers be a 2 good mate, Nibisu guano. So, or JJ, sick and not a broad, yes, or why? I didn't know more, sir.
No lessons. Yan problem na kase on you there. Your mum brain ye juma. Bobie, brain ye juma. Some brain ye juma. Yena, yes. The mazine ebeye, ya jatum, the miskene ebeji. Nessa nimpa kurubi, and then you pay bien bisa one ya the mazana. I said, yachuanaso.
Yeah, you know.
Oh, Bobie.
Yeah, I've been in pop. Just say.
Because in Kofa link one behavior to elections. Because all you has known you can he will vote against you. Yes, that is the problem you have in this country. Will be it is not that it could be a way to be a damazing in you. They are not afraid to lose elections, so they crack their ship and they get a result.
Oh
yes, they crack the
They are near Mahometi.
oh video be able who there AMF wako baby or Claire and Crawford. You listen to the video. Aha, yeah, to Abama, and I will be able to time in the bosom, or you're about to eat. It's like it has become a common in Ghana now. Obiari as a Bonnie Biana sepade, Etzena,
no, sir, Omo say, and this near NPP, because NPP were and this opposition. They do the congestion. Then this is what young women. Oh, young women. And I'm like, oh, young women say. I didn't hear you argument. What in young women? And this NPP who control position. And this is almost so young women because Benya a political benefit.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, Jimmy. Yeah, Jimmy Sam, idea, why you who's idea way. My opponent, yeah, deal with a year. Look, me, time and 9 people are more decongestion or Accra. Now me support it, a friend is saying, Aquaga Krakaya, or Untimin to Nikaya, and what done home at your mind.
Over 10 minutes of
what do they say? They say, Crash, to be from Pakwa. They say, to be from Pakwa, Denia. Oh, I have fortune. And Grovosha Soja come out, I don't want to be. No, to the castle, I'm so. I don't have a free car, so I'm a buffalo. You'll be a good crew. Now, I don't be a good crew. What's it? They say, so maybe I'm from Pakwa, or that you're I'm out to the model. Oh, they're now, and recorded no more, you remember, we were Class Central. And o sostenino. Pa o sostenino. Pa until say MPP for no abedi di na tem say obemo mo lose election.
That is it.
And or go nsem. But me even though na MPP na no. Na me supported den. Oh. Yeah, society na me dey me ni me aeroplane for kameko. My meaning come on with Mrameni Stanley Mate, head of communications, Ghana Water Limited. Any come more. Chairman Akwaba.
Yo, Yenya.
Boko dear.
Yes, Adam. Now, sir.
A radical home, a casa and a chair.
Yeah, okay. The Jumaba.
Jumaba. Chairman, me patrol. Your friend is a Sanungwa desalination plant. Nungwa for bread and nsuo more than a day.
Okay, meeting Casa Nungwa for embre, but your boy, your home modern say at least 3 days in a week, no, Ombenya so. If you're pumping in so fee, if you born you the private camera sprinklers are not home. They are pumping for 3 days. Into that 3 days, you say inadequate. But at least so be a stones who are me as surviving on that. Message say we are really working hard. Actually, we are waiting here restore back the desalination plants back into operation. Apart from maintenance issues, your legal issues, kaka, we are managing both buying so airboa nabibia so etimi akoye into so I can't disclose all details now. But what I want to assure the general public is that we are doing everything possible now. Into maintenance, I will say yeah. Now the plants are back. Once a plant is a puano into a pool in Framano and wet day, it's a my editorial very quick. Into say yes, and Kohona maintaining constantly now and however. And no nama says here no owners no any problem. Say say build, own and operate and transfer arrangement. Into the private operator owns the plant, and or more pretty normal after 25 years now. Or I transfer a ownership no amay. Meanwhile, we are only 10 years into that contract. It is I'm sure now more I maintain plant the way also we have now. About 20 years no, and now 15 years ago 20 years when I planted there now. I bogu krapa into me and yashi. Don't say any name momentum. So even after 25 years, when the plant will still be strong enough, or the plant will still be in a certain state. A bit me a treaty is so amaya for the next 25 years. And no, and I'm gonna what I near Bria, a honest no. A dinky town, may I share the way a bit me and move forward. You must say Ghana for you, I said, they didn't know it is for Ghana for. In the Amunia Abutema, whilst we work things out, and ensure say the plant is back into operation. But I want to assure the general public.
But Chairman,
we are doing everything possible to ensure that within the shortest time possible, plant is meeting about back into operation.
Understand?
Yeah.
I did desalination plant. Say a call of about 4 or 5 years, right?
Oh, Debbie, just last month, yeah.
No, initially, no. Omudika do no soye.
And also legal issues,
legal issues, exactly.
And so legal issues, no. You can't in Serbia, you put it back into operation. And like I said, no, you after 25 years, no, I'm handing over a dilapidated plant. After 25 years, we should be able to operate that plant again for the next 25 years. So, if Ghana water in treatment plants, most of them are more than 40-45 years old. It is because of the way I maintain plants, no, and that is why we still see pumps are 80, 50, 60 years still operating and functioning effectively. Same way, person owners, normal managers, start treatment plants in now after 25 years, no, you're supposed to run for the next 25 years.
And there be legal issues. Pan and Muntimin came through on a man for Enya Asumbi.
And nothing I may can say I can't disclose everything. Our home issues say because legal issues are here. Can't there. I'll may contempt, of course, if I have to be mentioning the things here. Yeah. But Ghana say we are fighting for their interest. That I can assure everybody. So until say we are Ghana water be it is in the interest of Ghanaians. And you're very interested to be able to me akoye. We are paying a lot of money on monthly basis as capacity charge. After years how we now 25 years. Now I'm handing over planter ABI in 21 years, now 2 years. And now before 25 years we do not up to 12 pounds and crowd there. And they acquire and I say by. We are fighting for the interest of Ghanaians and we ensure that everything goes well. Thank you very much.
Aja answer that because you say wager must be close wager and other places be
oh the say a close wager and no pay na lines back home yeah back washing very technical team on yam abaterami. The lines back home or more the back washing no who akọ who aye what kakra bi na yentimi NPP was repair until you usually just about some 4 to 5 hours be na yetimi at the ISR repairs no and then we'll be back into operation so the impact will not even be felt. Say we are nearing completion. Report I'm getting say we are nearing completion. If you can phone nanya I should say bibia ekoye omunya botreka.
Okay. Aja ya da asibebri.
Bobie.
Aja.
Meno ka say managing director ya Takwa.
Okay.
Takwa ya buy Takwa bibia in treatment plant or bonsa no. So no I kra ama Tesiano yentimi entry so no and say siltation on say so no any no enshada anya inti say e ba na yen sump no hono aye silted and yan nya begu because of say ewo form kakra no na yan nya begu inti sisi anya menchade we are looking at alternative sources. Everything had their 7 bonds because we know can say 3 weeks in bonds a Takwaphonian so we had this no long ago, about 6 weeks ago. In less than 3 weeks, no, now Hormasa is tilted view. In just a Sika, no, Boadu. Amasifia aka for the past 3 weeks so so we are looking at alternative sources, and we are looking at a mine pit lake from Anglogo. Now so no quality are very good, and the volumes also are very high, just direct from the aquifers. So we are looking at the possibility of diverting that into a treatment plant, and then we can treat for the people of Takwa.
Yeah.
It is said the kind of and then Yabeshia, your managing director, Honorable Adam Mutawakil, and Anglo Gold for managing director, Awabishia, I can't. So feasibility studies and stuff are going to go on. The question in the source, the BBA, the we are never betting Ako. And we are hopeful, say it me, it's not say, any feasibility studies, try and proposals and we'll get funding as early as practicable, and then we'll put that into operation. It is less than 15 kilometers of pipeline I believe. Our cost right there is 20 kilometers of pipeline.
Okay.
And if we are able to do that, let's just say the entire Takwa will have water for a very long time, because once you have no top, okay. The way mine pit lake na etieno in so no to a failing up. Meanwhile no there's a bit if you from Eba. We are in a good situation to serve the people of Takwa.
Okay.
Nyame don't have the so we'll see how best we can replicate some of these things. Our areas are mines, some more mine pit lake to say in the war. Anglo Gold.
Wonderful.
First, will attest to the fact we all know that it is this gunpowder that were usually used at celebration. Today, in this at these celebrations, you see pump action, you see pistols. In some instances, we even see AK-47 and G3s being bundled at funerals, at other ceremonies. We are saying that during these 6 weeks, it doesn't really matter whether it is gunpowder, whatever it is, please bear with us and observe the ban, because we are going to enforce this vigorously, and we do not want to have any confrontation with any traditional authority. Ongoing dialogue with traditional authorities to regulate firearms usage during the festival. Beyond the amnesty period, we want to engage the traditional authorities. Yes, we know they have their massacre and those who normally fire this gun. They must be trained and taught how to use this. So that
Mama me emfa nasie special Emma Honorable Muntaka. Say any mine. In governance, you need to be proactive. At least some of us, ye deura ye bono anyekwa. Asemwe maka, Ghana etuo illegal arms nyina egu Ghana ahimfie. Nansay am robber bi ewo Kumasi be ye interview. Eya oka se omo de omo atu ema asofo ne sie. Na se asemwe Bobie kwaka he atemdidi amegye ye no. Eya asofo wo kroma ni imamfo ne kipi akronfo wo kroma. Omo wi no ma space ebebie Bible ni Quran abekaya kire yen. Ayinfo tufu no. Wo mu na illegal arms nyina. Enka antete no. Enka akwa se yese ebia ye shefa ohini bi shefa ewo Ghana se ye mfantimem se ye srem se ye asantimem eye achimem eye anwunamem eye nkramem eye bunumem eye adamem eye hehe di enima ya tuduro gunpowder ya na kichiri na pum na eja ye ya no kra no ye tufo se obi anhwe ne ho yi afei deɛ yɛda sɔre ya sesei wɔhene wei epia ubon sɛ mmeranteɛ ensia enson enwɔtwe pump action ɛna no ɔhema bi na ɔhema no yɛde pump action di akyi no agye no akrɔko no ato pom na mehwɛ no na nso wa ma mepɛ no nkwasiade a watwa dansinkra wudi no enti ɛma wo ɛna I am Body boys na mo mayɛ amro say Ghana ahemfie boys na yɛ amrobes o ɛyɛ ɔmo kɔ bɔkro no anadwo a awia no ma bɛyɛ guards ama ahemfo so to even arrest them na yɛ problem asɛm no nyina no a free north bɛpem a greater Accra a free Cape Coast kwapem angunamam problems are ahemfo no ma yɛ no ɔmo nkola no ɔmo wa ahemfie no ɔmo ana anadwo ɔmo kɔ bɔkro no ɔmo ana form gangs nanase kwasi ade nko a kwasi asɛm enti ne ukɔ ahemfie a wobɛhu types of criminals bi wɔ hɔ scammers, fraudsters, armed robbers, rapers ɛhɔ no ɔmo nyinaa hɔ ahemfo no protect ɔmo na ɔmo nso akɔko agye nsase ama ahemfo no obi okra sense onim so ɔyɛ illegitimate chief ni ntino ohia boys na watimi ayi ahemfie dan ba ko mienu miensa na boys be 12 obia atuo egu no wɔn ho ɛwɔ dan no untimi ngura ahemfie hɔ na owura muntaka wie I hope say ɔmo engage National House of Chiefs yempese ɔhene kwasia bia bɛba bɛkeka kwasia asɛm akyerɛ yɛ sɛ ya ma mebusa no mu frantuma mo se chaw mo na mo training armed robbers mo na mo de abone 40 years so oba was frame nana kwase asei me fro nana sei no mo de niam agu o mo nsa enipa ye invite o mo presidency a eya na eya mahomete pa eni sankrofo no da krom nko raid ewo ahemfie ewo Ghana ha sei eniema enka Ghana script behu no adaku ebesi abinim se ensi bio ne nka bi sia enka ku nidipa no obe ku no enti do mo se runners be bo ahemfu no keso obu wo mo nyina ku wo mo keso obu wo mo nyina ku wo mo mesi ada obekọ raid ewo ahemfie na behu se yes ekrom abonni ne ma nyina they hide it ewo ahemfie o nyina divine wo nyina o he divine me catch ekrom abonni a ekoso no na nanom ahemfo enimu 60% almost 60% emu 20 eya asofo ni imams emu 10 eya politicians o because politicians ni nyina no omo form control no efra ahemfo ni asofo emu 10 na aka no eya street mufo yi ajagraja movement fo Babylon for no omo de onim red ya onim red asa but minia I can confidently tell you that 60% of our problems ahemfo any asofo any imamfo they are the people omo I've been saying this na minya kada omo the day say 3 groups you be sakra say omo be de ye no the way I gonna be say tumpo no it will shock you because Bonini bia derive powers e free sankrofo we emiensa wo politicians ne de omo no bonenketenkete no omo de o bonenketenkete omo no but omo no kura na sa na obetumi aye bold edi bone pa no na kire se ohini bi eta nachi o sofo bi eta nachi o imam bi eta nachi ansa na wadi sa bone no yes womoto womo na gade womo enti muntaka nyame nhira wo onto nkwanam no onom wo for se yoyo wahini bia wode boys be si abontom kura pompasin AK47 eso mo ma ne dam mo de no ba police station ye nyina ba obɛboro ye bɛ hwene bi na mama ne nya sɛ ebi a south ha de sɛ ohini bi ɛyɛ saa mo betimi na north de ekoba ye de muntaka sɛ mo de saa de ne ba de a ya ntwema ho me ka kyerɛw sɛ north de ɛna north region de ɔmso mo ni tamale de ɔmso mo ni mra no so enti sɛ tamale de si a ɛhɔ de ntimi nya ho hwe bɛma wo say the whole country we be yero say it should be the whole country obia ni ani nya din enche obi ntimi ntra ba bi so ono no patapa na ono no emra emyeshemra ono no onte ase anye rubia so ni wo be prenso am akoka ne kuro mu hina asem me ka kire o praying enye pray fa obi record mfa ma mu ntaka ma me mon kasa nkyere mo no ofofo no ahemfo no omonte ase fefefe south afo so bete ase fefefe yempe choka jaka bia so bia ye no so ye gangaria na north de wuntimi ye fa mranko ene no mo twamra num masa ye ka kire mo aha no na ye no kura bi me so be ya santini me say di mereso ena maka
ayungom ne kasa na wasaka Samson
meba me say
minister sanction
yes ena me say
na minister anye sex
ena me say said ye yiri because I started this campaign not today na say kura ankora bi o so mo di otumfu achimi kokan ena asante ne onya asanteni me mfa ho menya asanteni a process ncheme what you say enti ade na ye bo ho dawuro no na se ebi bedi so na bi so de patapa se ye ha de ye no go area ye ne de duru ayampre ene de besi bia besi
ye na ebedi so
simple
policy
simple
Ghana policy
simple
ye na ebedi so
simple
it doesn't matter whether north chief and north obi our serve or hene or pombi and whatever
that's right
we all respect
say ya na me
peace is peace you don't top peace you.
That is my point.
You cannot buy peace. What they call? What say? Unim se membe yakusasine. Membe free boku.
Yes.
Even though tukono and all the time yanti I was able membe free the boku west. But me yakusasine me transition council.
Ya kura affect ye. Affect the whole Ghana.
Boku ho. Nti se omo ntimi nda yeso yentimi nda.
Exactly. Ye nyina yentimi nda.
Ye na ye bompa na dan me ka se hwe ukọ boku since 2023 right? Na 2021 na ntokwaransi abedu ye no hwe omo wupa aye youth bobe aye youth no. Now there's no nation now. Every nation is built on the youth.
Exactly.
That's the human capital anambwa. So we are losing a lot of human resources. Mr. say man person war and akosas ni war. We are making what loss. It's a state that lose. So we should come home and most of the times no. I appeal that say side akosas side. Yeah, appeal to the youth. We also expect the Mambusi side, among prominent members, to appeal that we are together. We are intermarriage.
Yes. Yeah, no problem.
What parliament? On Timin Kana Sam say because ni mami free Mambusi, ni papa free Kosasi. What even though in the northern part of Ghana, yeah, culture no, where mami the government you or yeah Asantini or yeah Ibenu was or what Kosasi no or no. We are concerned 100%.
No, but the point is,
what you say?
The point is, so far as we are Ghanaians, we are Ghanaians.
Exactly. And so
the point is, ma obi bia me kan kire ye say, or no, me say ye say ye rotumfo esi krum. Na nkola bi ekura pump action edinachi. Me ntransam ya santimi.
That's why I was happy say who be say have they taken this up to the National House of Chief level now. So much sanction there, then it translates. Down by say minister Nkwane take a union decision, unilateral decision now. You have a stakeholders. Stakeholders are the Ghanaians, and then you buy your community levels. I am for no. And so I'm happy that you've raised that point. So that if the minister hasn't even reached, maybe perhaps the minister is supposed to also reach out to the local. Say I am for they are under local government and
yes.
Because there's no more local there's no more chieftaincy minister.
No.
Is under Ahmed.
Yeah, Ahmed.
Ahmed Banda friends.
Ahmed, yeah.
Ibrahim Banda Empino. So I think say even interior minister need to also reach out to him, to reach out to the National House of Chiefs, and it will translate to the down. I think it's a good call that you've made.
na say yes nkrofo ye was Amansio say yes galamsey boy bi ewu na akɔhwɛ atuo paa ekura boys no a ɔmo toto no ayie na se a
ampara that's Kofi Adoma say akade
komu tu nani
akade na okɔ plan say
that's it
akade Yankupon kwa ne menim say oba back na
oh no he's fine,
he's back in Ghana.
Yeah, I think still Ibrahim Mahama eboa no an koye surgery.
Exactly what he has it's a serious thing.
Yes, or say so mu wi a Mestre Muntaka gang any sa tribal militia no say ye no so onhwe maye gang for no wonim say is it a sunafo say divine 5 days ago a crow say sunafo I think so area baby 5 days ago your more gang baako a ye fan say baako labadi and baako ye fan say cantonment omu share fight ahmache ekukum nipa tu man kran so ho ekum nipa tu gu abonten boga adenti yesi commander yes adenti yesi etna omamu na yetiminya gangs yes sa boy no obi timi be friend kura ba ofie no aba be ye extortion on the we obejiska
ne landlord kura the fear rent no tu ne landlord omo hide I know landlord or no tu landlord.
Can you imagine
about two na the free assemblyman no any if you more ekromo penny for say bibi say cause no ko do on ya bought till and you twa guy back on so unim say man be do on no omo bo say ya de eyi dondo ni eyi
sir
siso and omo bo jams ho no mo a say omo ani age pa say
papa na ko
say mrantie 2 no sa mrantie friend boga no
omo ha
commander no any say
that omo ha dwen
yes yes the omo ichira ho no no say ato kwamena ato kwamena hero ne navo for no nti ho no omo de omo nti jai omo na yoma police for bunkotodwe na they according to assemblyman no account no see there was a commander be a police commander be or no omo yes ana man nyina wi as a police commander no na shield omo
yes
nti omo ye press conference kwa henfo ne press conference na omo say ya transfer sa police commander no enye sa anka se kromo de omo fo bia anye hwe omo ba site yes omo gi royalties omo chen aban omo ba ebedu ono mo a gold awaje no omo gi a omo no wache mu wanfa ma omo gi na ekọ oti obi anka omo asem
how you know
look at the end of their life.
The danger is that for starting them onion why ya na say baby why ya mo abroad they explore and they take you to another
level.
If you want to win your team so that area.
I'm building networks.
I'm telling you.
They are building networks.
I'm telling you. Or a serious thing. So be architect or a dangerous person.
They are building networks. Hupa. Say Muntaka timia ye ya. Ye Bonabaso on extending to sa tribal militia groups, sa gang groups. They should dismantle ni obi anya na sumbi ni enfantras you.
Yeah, but the question, you see, the fundamental question is, the me true no also then Obagana. Because these are not locally licensed. These are not locally made.
Don't forget that we have a deplorable.
Borders in porous. What happens in them? You see, last time no many penny casa. I see now these rebels now, Sahel. What they do is that was a Ghana Beji Sika to finance the activities. It is when they conquer and they get more guns, they bring them to these areas, to this Galamsey, because they have money. Until they find a way to come and engage in Galamsey and also sell their guns for money to go back to fight.
Ya mo Muntaka na nyame so nka no ontimi nya saade we me de makoma so ade pa ba ko nene wa boso ama me no me de pa me de mase
important one say sa militia system no ne amana rebel state na youth for no bi mu pese mo famra en fan share mo nsam na it say omo amunya de omo pe na yade a esese crack whip because ya nya careful
anyo
bebi o man ne kika kon one side say obia pese on fam ranche nsam obia pese and this or declare space be no go area had ye yen kan asem unim say waterworks for any ECG for crampo no bills are chiche areas be one more mind say no go area yen tumu yen come asem
kana won't be nka yase ni maka ho yase ifada maka ho yase imam who so say hold on yeah na yesusu say ye BBC woni mamo bi anasa ashama ya ya ashama fo nyina ubesi ashama ni a all complain for omo boys no ho sa mrante bi tia ade omo ye nenye enti ye ka mensuro body
won say iti no I ti say places bi onu mo a unim say police fo ya akasa nim say e to da bi on be stop kasa omo to be mount areas bi bo so omo your operation you certain areas, but areas pana body ni fi no mo men ko ya operation wo hoda
Bobie I have for anything for here we platform we a very big one metima culture say me asake me I begin my life me brother our ashama I can tell you quite clearly that ashama you know in the 90s in the 99 to 2000 I had the same ashama our end.
Okay,
If you come to ashama there are very very decent. I'm not saying there's no floods, but in fact, I can tell the crime scene have really reduced in Ashama.
Okay.
Seriously, have really reduced in Ashama. And those that we used to hear armed robbery, and I don't know whether for whatever reason, maybe because of the Okadas are running 24 hours now. No? In fact, I can tell you say robbery level have, and then the police too are also putting up their best.
Okay.
And so I can tell you, though there's once in a while we hear packet people like it's like market women who move early morning to say me areas in Jenu Atarika used to say the new commander or Obama refinity or by a district commander no, or making sure say by every 4 a.m. or 3:30 to 4 a.m. or my police patrol and motorbike they come to very strategic areas na omuko jimba na bags means market women almost sorry tempa na chicho musika in dress no. And but let us also comment this gentleman. Boy now or preachy ghettos no. Your friend say your friend sofu soro sofu nyame. Me nim say who say young boy. Or TikTok. Oh, very
evangelist.
He's a Rasta guy. He's an evangelist. He goes from ghetto to ghetto. In fact, MC will start December date be till next year February. He want to go nationwide coverage. Or quite get to the ghetto now where as a man send or two mufu mu yese no mu hwe mu dachi mo wo kola how will they if you grow old who will take care of you if you kwashia make woman and now obinu person juna there me won sika me nkunu by kai say there would hear nipa no or say ediuchi ebe say odachi repent in fact and you could see how ghetto boys now how they some of them are whipping are crying are asking for him to pray for them to convert. I think say we really need Ghanaians if you are watching. Bobie ko have the video no kasa baba bon kind of
anyway
asaba for officer town for almost me chia o officer town you from almost lane for no make almost me tiu pa or you go in the team no me tiu pa
we nyina ya nyine ye ho because ade we no enim NDC ni enim NPP ni ena ohun wan hwe ye na oba akototom Ochira nku yesi be fa oba o adeya hwe yesi school ni bi ne senior si omu nkotoye se won saw wansa wa won se kai yeah that is am say 3 days ago so e wo yesi kaso a school bi wo ho
was that Bobie adeba konso a e man serious no say on say ade say interior ministry no ne defense no mo take notice no say be bia agudie wo bia no nipa bone fo so e hehye omo yo so we be observe what we say the pabonifo no starting in kakran and examples no from other African states now it's all Nigeria places be on mo wouldn't say
Boko Haram for no
and Boko Haram for nkwa baby too oil no ebi mu on mo my militant groups are omo asete omo barrels are yen ko omo kwa omo fa so a omo seti omo tax system and in money ma hwe me we on say last time na me Congo for election observer mission work be and asma mike wouldn't say Congo is one of the richest African countries in Ewa Hasi.
Dr. Congo.
unim say omo rebel state mache say obia fan ho and to the extent say uko Goma which is at the eastern corridors unim say aban entumi koho ama M23 for no ahajaki o ehon so na omo uranium ni omo niama no wa omo it unim say to the extent say to call airport at the main road they call airport na Ngasakra no say who person follow the official system now to be in because rebels no a block it is say ka o call Hanom na airport I be take 30 minutes I just call Kumasi kofa Tamale Sanwa ku airport nechi because the name Hanom rebel for there and na chi aban there because he allow no bien to me and na no phone my man mebunu bia meka say yeti e koma ba baby e no go area baby e nko sa asem no de say yesoso so o mamu ase esa na yete Hanom na dachi ye kede no sa na ababe animal farm survival of the fittest
makasa sa mabre ntimetwa so anyway Obia send me a message be from Kumasi. I'll say Honorable Muntaka Muhammad Mubarak's decision by his ministry to temporarily ban the use of fire arms or guns, especially during funeral and traditional activities, is good, but should not be a 9-day wonder. And also think the National Commission on Small Arms and Light Weapons, they should up their game to ensure our society is safe. God bless my homeland, Ghana. Emmanuel Sewu to Kumasi Tafo, and he's my younger brother anyway. Follow you from Kumasi. Okay, but for me, we're zooming straight into a friend is saying budget and economy and co-mininis. After we read the budget and a whole lot of issues na man for raising. Upon Chroma crowd or say omono checks today say about we are pumping $8 billion into the market and are sustaining cities. Meanwhile, offer IMF report 2025 from 2022 to first quarter of this year 2025, Bank of Ghana are pumping $7.5 billion. Chunk of it, NDC bar power only $1.5 million and normal pumping into the system.
Yes, 1.5.
1.5. They can from 1.9 to 1.1 to 3 billion. Nina oma. Ena upon Chroma can in boom. To force busa question be when see a yen eminya 80 at the end 1 year.
Absolutely.
So issues. Then we are looking at taxes. We are looking at other issues. The point is, J.M. Akasane say Ghana recent credit upgrade is a clear signal that our economic foundation is it true? And I say no. But before that, Minya Divine some 10 minutes we episode the year maybe on all African games. Now or the room near beam Divine yanko and that time near Mummy and Sadia. Mo managing ye.
Yo me that say, Mami chia with you. Let me chia tea for. I remember about so. Let me chia about for I say. Chairman, I will go bet who na check. On international man.
I'm a Cambodia, right? Look at 5 more, bro.
Although I did you know, it's let me chia me so. So fireman. One is what say baby. But the second for the spotlight not on the side, Kakra.
That.
You won't.
David.
Yo, winning, Bobie. And somehow Ghana has say. I told them, yeah, I dare Daniel Kupase, and they say, yes, say, I buy a sisa, and I buy for Fraba. Nanka, yeti hey, and I better be sorry, no, na, nka, ya no more slogan, I almost started, yes, say, break the unye, break the uche, break the this, break the that,
Break the 8 for
and nanka, I'm to me breaking 8 no. Nanka, you bet me a bit, I say, nanka, my way, ye koye, and I say, ye buy. Then Yamias say, break it for them to me and break it. She. All African games won. Mr. Nena Sayana, President John Dramani Mahama, Asha say, yen conducted forensic audits. All African Games in mu. Na yenye hwehwemu emfa kwa ye fa so a games no ye organize no ene emu niama ne de kokọ so nyina. Na de wanwane say William say President John Dramani Mahama yes a forensic audit matete nkrofo bebre ano kasa a omuka omu administer sa organization nyina aiso obi ekeka nsem dan kwaku ye bu amo na ma me tiefo adwen mra so nyama bi a akoso na ehu sese aka sesa ba ankenye hwe all African Games na ye ni nyina no according to former Minister of Sports Mustafa no sika ye dey organize ye eye $245 million munti o wetiefo asem bia mebebeka bia enne no in dollar term nti no so adwen o se otiska no wo soro sa na cities asem 245 million dollars. Na time why ye say ba be ye all African Games no. And you decide say be build sports facility. I friend no Boteman Sports Complex. On ye ba be ye major events no games no do no a ho and ye be ye no. Wouldn't say Boteman Sports Complex in kwa ye spending in excess of $145 million. Boteman. Now him say, Boteman, you spend $145 million here, you know, and you're fit for purpose.
Out of the 245, no?
Yes, you're spending 145. Ewo Boteman Sports Complex in Kwa. You Boteman and so no. Not as you say, any butain here the year, Boteman Sports Complex no. And fit and you're fit for purpose. You to be fine, yes, I do me, no. Most of them. It is our indoor games, no, and no, you see, and you see, you know. Contractor and say ono de man drawing no hwe so no abie esoro no pete intesoro pete no yenye indoor game se okata so eno ko so charge 10 million abana tuwe register scan no itunim say osiwie ye no indoor games ni ye no ye koyi ye no hotels any conference centers ni other places. For example, table tennis say unim say ye kobo no conference center the dome ye kobo no conference center the dome. Na there yan say on say obia ba be host tournament so kwa be this so person host tournament the idea and say o be host a one o the web market o man no be ma manfo ahu mo culture ne mo nyama ekokoko so and the most significant agenda and say you host and win as a country no you take advantage say who athletes no host here one they will get prior advantage. So umbe yusu pitch no, umbe yusu facilities no, honum. In our case as a country, the agenda was to host and steal, host and loot. Because say who say who organize a tournament, now hosting now win here, unya unyama poto basa say. Bobby couldn't believe say all African Games no. Yeah, organizing most of the athletes, yeah, tournaments now some kits, my equipment, or participating in buy. To say, for instance, table tennis for a baby tournament. Thank you so many advantage. One, our venue, no, our equipment, on use practice. Wouldn't say, I'm practice it. Wouldn't say about tournament, do we answer on equipment?
Yeah, Ghana contingent, and as other countries need become
Ghana, make Ghana, yeah, host, yeah, hosting.
Okay.
Say hosti yes, see my athletes no nyama mo de be ye hosti wie no ya wie na fiansa nyama eba wouldn't say a day before aka more than less than 3 hours na fiansa containers no ye nam container to container a hwehwe nyama ye nam container mo gu ho fo bia ho na sa Boteman na de won say na nado ekwa commission no because na mo ntumi anya wie ni nti no omo de nam ifichire ena omo ye say na de yes so I saw another program bi o kati wani mo na no mu je akire no nti ani mo pe na mo twa e de kire ye. Now there was a component bi anka so omo de kan which is the games village no eho ena sese nka friend is saying athletes no omo da eho to na ebia mo no mo mo exercise mo de yam other things asana ma ba the main ground so no Unim say against village na to me anya ready. Inti no as part of the plan no, Aban decided say no. Obe adopt 4 hostels at University of Ghana. Hostels no Hila Liman Hostel, Alexander Kwapon Hostel, Elizabeth C Hostel, and John Nelson Hostel. Unim say oko ho no mu no. Hostels ni asi dada o, Bobie etie o. Hostels say asi awie no, ose okwa install heaters. And friend is saying air conditions, and I'm friend air conditioners. Mu. Saturday we pour the cost our facilities we mu no. E cost o man Ghana $16 million. Yes. Tio, e cost o man Ghana $16 million. Na Bobie unumade ehun ni say the same year no mo yes ade na UPS for AC 10 floor story building. UPS for mercy 2 facilities. 10 story building 2. From the scratch, almost spending $9 million.
$9 million.
Including the BPR from the scratch. It to me and Kola 3,500 capacity.
No, $9 million or cities. You have to
$9 million.
Okay,
So you are dealing with dollars.
Dollars as in common yedi. OBS dining be from the scratch. Hostel on the 10th floor. And Kola 3,500 each. You know. On spending $9 million.
Prudent management.
Yes, you're calling heater. Any a friend is saying air conditioners Kosima, yes, 60 million. It's in Kolano by school, no. When the channel go for the company say, yes, see, almost of your cost for my 1,000 cities, no. Omoba no na management team say no, you install a sadie way. It's a increase on hostel fee by 1,000 Ghana cedis. Wouldn't say increase you here, and I'm no say. Wouldn't say ye all the chips, a friend is saying, sensors are a war. Heater no any air conditioning na ya disconnecting na iti no akwa white elephant saa nyama ni na abobo ho no mu ande use so Bobie imagine say
ya hwan na tutu ye
school management na tutu because omu to be into electricity no na ho akade no iti ebo ho ekwa so the ever say so omu use Bobie imagine say the next 5 years saa 60 million we ya use ye no ya mutu ya boka kwa again unimade ba kwa ya ne say yes, say ye baba renovate University of Ghana Sports Stadium. University of Ghana Stadium no. Kufo na start here. Or ye 85% complete. Ye cost spending $34 million. Adia ye see we o. Ye see o kope pankonya ho, kopenti ho, ikonya no fabisi ha.
Lagos
Sports Stadium. Ye cost spending $34 million. Meanwhile, the same stadium facility no, size no, na Takwa Mines, Goldfields, SCB, as part of their corporate social responsibility, 10,000 capacity, almost in it from the scratch, $12 million. $12 million. I see from the scratch. Where the SO kwa kosishe, kosiyesi mu nefa kobi, fabi kosishe baby no. Na Bobie, sana ma wom nyina koso no, de esansu ye ya obubi so no. Ende, me pese tie fo nhwe me. Saa de we e friend no accreditation card.
Yeah.
Oh, accreditation card. A coste of mine Ghana.
Fabra from.
A coste
from Kakra.
Any.
Can down some more.
Camera.
Yeah, a dim.
A coste of mine Ghana $4.5 million. Now, him so be him size way. That's a camera need this. A6. A6 no. A4 move 4. A4 sheet ni photocopy paper no. Uchemu baako for ne baako nie. Na me tie dan kwaku ye bo a Peace FM. You see no person tum futuro efen group Ghana for any person mo ntre so. Say Ghana for there we know the cost of everything but you nim the value. But you wade be say no accreditation and games management process be now it goes beyond just this card. Tio card way. What say if it goes beyond this card? What it means is that you are including data compilation details of athletes. Then you are the compiling details. You know. Even if it's a software, Google friend is saying Word and a Google sheet to cry, you are the compiling. It's yes I the way you because I know how my name was captured. Maybe card in here. And was also as I be say what people don't know is a card no. Sometimes you know a biatio and he was evasive, cleverly vague. because no person obiara beka say odi ntro into say e bia na e chip embedded Bobie card ye kita mi ehipa na chip embedded
Abraham ye na yehu ni ye
card ye kita mi ehipa na chip embedded security feature ben e na wo card yi ho security features bi ani ho e na omudi ntro e na owie no ase e bi mpa na nkofo no mbe yisu no Bobie ade we ye kwa me hwe obi ahwa me de ye say to all venues me am a card to me call all venues it means that it's a VVIP thing
yeah
na me call VVIP na me fan chiro obi ani wonu mo an card or the bibi and unim in conform me car 4.5 million dollars no they don't know na me chiro me breaking it down on the 4th of March 2024
Dollar was 17, eh?
On Oze.
Dollar was 17.
No, and then dollar. I'm coming. I want to.
I thought I want to convert it.
Give some details.
Million, no.
Oh, sometimes I do it so. Nah. Okay, menya. So on the 4th of March 2024, then Minister of Sports held a press conference. And no more details of Nkrofo nyina ebeba program. We are expecting 13,000 participants, 2 billion audience to grace the event. And I'm breakdown in here. They tell me my breakdown way because I've had previous encounter. Maybe you 20,000, but me person me my specifics. Athletes are not a woman. I have 5,000 athletes, 3,000 volunteers, 3,000 technicians, and 200 guests.
5,000, 3,000, 11,000.
Yes, into Omulia and say generally no, you're expected from 54 African countries. But the truth is that and if 54 African countries and no mobile, it means you soon the figures 13,000. Say 13,000 and also spending $4.5 million for accreditation card we want. What it means is say who divided $4.5 million by 13,000. Each card way back way, how much charge your mind Ghana? $346. Say multiply by dollar rates that time on
17.
Let's say card we the back could be my 5,100.
Can
51 million card way I mean say me print less than 40 cedis no. Less than 40 cedis no. I'm the my 51 million Ghana cedis for each card. Now Bobie unum the idea me nyina ni say yebe tournament ni mu na yeba be wi na me catch us about host and win azan mo de ye so mu say medal system no na nko yie nti ne hu say o ye wie tournament no na say ye wie event no a Ghana ye place say because so manya humboa bia amfa mbroa athlete aye ni medal bia benya bia no e na cha so say sibe amukafa no e na amode arm wrestling sports no game no the buy now I'm wrestling no they tell me the buy and only some of the buy and they're not scoring because in Olympics and baby other African countries now for participants am back because I didn't know better than count it's a no then I need some more ABA for female category or more for ABA para group and yeah all the groups no me down no now I'm wrestling Kenya 40 for Ghana, it be shame that you chat. It's almost a Ghana now 50 something. Oh, ni arms wrestling. It's Ghana near the first, then Ghana near the second, na Ghana near the third, na Ghana near the fourth. Near Babeji gold, near Babeji silver, near Babeji bronze, near CO joint bronze, near the Aba. It's a number the medal chat on Meji Ghana. Say, yeah, medals be free.
Ghana just simply in other countries near and for more reps maybe a man.
I know scoring game no akasa na African game no. Say who participate here they qualify to Olympics. This particular game na akasa who the first now we need gold kese no grand fan ko baby
yeah. So we want so interest.
What's the point?
Ghana two Ghanaians no compete.
Two go Ghana for na compete. Ho. Iti se massacre ya dey compete bi ameda na be chama ya.
Ghana na organize tournament abanima.
Yeah, ana ite kuma
ni bagua na.
Ana say omo na eche. Iti Bobie that President John Dramani Mahama e ba ya osie forensic audit no. Na emite. Now him say media for adwuma omo ba be ye no. Do you know kwasa dey bi omo ye they intentionally forced the director of GBC to issue invoices in the name of GBC to a tune of $3.6 million. And I'm just scanning or signing invoice. Yeah, and I'm just scanning for him. And I'm the private person. I am one contractor. And I'm GBC say no po, mutri so po. Mumunji $105,000. And the man say munko fie koda. It's the real money I hate GBC account no. 105,000. Meanwhile na GBC issued invoice 3.6 million. And no match edi. Amba anko bia oba to be accounted for. No mu ye no kokwasa sa. Obi it imagine say break the onye, break the oche, break the this, break your father. And you can break it eater. Nanka ekoye na ye bae.
Menti kasa no ntia.
Then I can't ban is banano.
I don't can say.
Ediane.
What can I say? Okay. And when you come and go. Next time I can you.
Ediane nkwa. Some doso. Wouldn't say you know no more North African countries no. Oman utilize Ghana BPR because now in terms of preparation and adequate no decide say local embassies no e be take off accommodation or transport no mo feed. When you say feed and most of the African countries so bebre I'm participating. It is 54 countries no dey budget in the crown no like bebre amba send your over almost estimate here ba bebre amba because you sports bebre can say eba no ubeje di say almost spending $15 million. I had 2 weeks program. No? Less than 13,000. Now the Ediane man almost mumpe wachi. Almost mumpe yi. Almost bashi. And Bobie, ye dia bedu sa pempen so ye dia babedu. Etimi de sa corruption ne sa ne maniama ne krono tantan akoso and abanda da no. I'm not going to sit here. Na ma me se we sa bekase. It is alleged. And I said the person is innocent until proven guilty. And do the any time. Sakasan me best be see they are thieves. They are thieves until court of competent jurisdiction. Ever declare otherwise. Because what to be
until then you are guilty.
They are guilty now.
In this court.
In this court. No, it's not about this court. See, until say court make us someone guilty. No more because until say see o yesi kaira ye niama ayira ye nyina agi tum sa de no ayira anya de hye wonsa na ayira wo si me mo kro no ye hu CCTV camera achew sa wa fa de no si me enka je se kotaka there be de me hu wo CCTV camera mu a kro no ya chew a odin da so no you are thief kopem time a court be ka se enye wo ntimi de ye be ko so a remind Ghana for se sa kro fo we mu de me ehu o ma chi
what's his ban no asante be to no wife no or yes
say am the Nigeria for Nigeria contract
Nigeria no yeah asante be to no wife
finance minister you see the same words. Will you agree that we have recovered and ready to take off?
Yes, Bobie say I share this budget in isolation and things may be as because budget and also there a reference with other budgets. And never too matter see for example there say I share there I share economy NPP woja the economy and then say cry. I mean every indicator be ala you know the economy or as an ya no I say from inflation to interest rate and cow debt na zinya no ye cry. Nti it was a koshoko na ehwe economy you borrow we are ye bob excessive borrowing for consumption and corruption. Sikan ye jo invest ka ye gina ye wia like you take a loan and finance minister's company will get his share na cut before the loan even comes to Ghana no. Na finance minister can offer at any company data bank when you want share. So we were borrowing for consumption and corruption. Apart from that, wasteful expenditure nyase bia nyim maybe if you be na meka we will be there on man to the Ghana ye na economy na ngeso ngina ye na president na so akoso da ye say hallucination no o se na wa hye ankopon bo do bi si chapel cathedral zaman nti a whooping $97 million. Bobie retain ma multiplied by 15 or 16 or 17. Let's Canada do there. That must they could am no rich. Can you imagine that must the share economy no man what will be the effect? Another wasteful expenditure. No one managed from Baumian office was in APCO. Bobie say extra sika according to Dr. Baumian acquisition APCO close to 4 billion Ghana cedis. The Mexicano say invest at the share a jumum. It's a bubu in Jumanch and Mofama to be a permanent work. Why, no? Abandado was the monk of allowance. I said, I'm away, bro. Ne bro, no, I did a budia, a bro, no way free, name bro every time. And that's a bachonari. Baumia or chew a bro way. Or an apco. Why branch obutum, why you invest the Mexican war? Areas of a mom of farmer no permanent jobs. In terms also working Jones. Can you imagine what 4 billion plus 4 billion can do?
And yes, Kakito.
Oh, yes, no. It was also wasteful. You see, another one. Yanse Bianim was planting for food and jobs.
If you know what I say,
no. Telling you also because planting for food, Bobie Teo, say. A body biala. Obodue bro. Obodue broze. If you was some ministry of Abotonen, or you are born. Because planting are just one step in production. It is a plan BBA, kind of production for food and jobs. Because production, you include distribution.
Of course.
It is it now.
So I don't know about harvesting.
Yes.
Oh, harvest be distributed. We be so crowd best store.
Yes.
Yes.
Now our minister, agriculture minister, even access Akafaka so it's been a good ministry. It's a Cape Coast for PS, many be order for car for Cape Coast. No by crowd ministry auto brozy. Can you imagine a thinking? What another wasteful expenditure? Nabobie, let me question our economy. So was it mama? In terms with it, you take your time and manage it. So actually the first budget this government is a bay. The focus of the budget was stability.
Yes.
Because in Zama Sekra, when the Jesus Christ, so do baby say when upon why what's the peace be still. So Omazino or settle and sign away mobile. So this government first budget parties as you budget in as you or they ensure the stability in the economy. That is why inflation has moved from 23.8% to 8%. That is why the exchange rate has moved from 16 to 17% now to CDs to now 10 CDs. That is why the reference rate, which is now the reference rate is the rate we can know what determine the lending rate. Banks In TCC we have about 17.5% as the reference rate. In TCC the means more before now interest rate has also moved down from 35 to 40%. It's about 20. Even though it is still not competitive, 19.5. Yes. Okay. Yeah. It is even better.
Interest rate.
I see. From 40% to. So it is even better. So now it's a 2 year. Bobie. I say teacher here to me this stability. Maybe in there, yes, then be pedal no do. Stability pedal no do. Ne mum na ya bomb was na ye boem kakra. E boem bebre was asem baba. E boem kakra. Ebutu me create jobs amambabun. Until the government says what? What's it now? Let's consolidate your gains in your macroeconomic stability or your macroeconomic environment. Let's maintain, so consolidate the gain. Then invest. First one, agriculture. Will be your strength as a nation or your agriculture.
Sure.
Your period. That's where our strength is. Ghana Hana or you grow and man also sow seed, not so for you, not so toilet, also for man with 50. It's only in Ghana that you have such situations. Everywhere. Until we don't do. What a grow for what
say a Legon interchange, there's a pavement. Hardy and there's a pavement. So why the Korea broom a bit ho? So nobody said, no breath if you need to.
Yeah. Oh, it will be. That is a sign there your country is blessed. A confu a refunti in a Ghana yerbra. It's Bobie. So if say you to me discussion, agree come down or working, na say you boom. This is oil palm cultivation. Say you come na Malaysia for bu most oil abewa.
Yeah.
But for the first time obu na abewa Ghana ho. Malaysia over Ghana obu na abewa ha. Of you na damabe or discover ba. You don't know that oil palm Malaysia almost $30 billion every year what economy
Annually.
Yeah, annually. Now, Obushiro Ghana ha, but for the first time, this government is going to pay special attention to oil palm. The reason why we are happy is that if you read our GTP, it is there. Mr. Alan Chaman, what kind of one say ever since? Oh no, it started oil palm under PSI under Kufuor the time. Yeah. It is you to me the margin will create so many jobs. Agriculture, so many jobs, and so they are by industry. Now what they are saying is that they are going to link industry and agriculture. What's the feed the industry program? So we push in here. Look at the number of jobs we will create. And so they are by the big push. Will be a big push in there. What construction? A steel bando, a carpenter, a mason, a machine operator. You get job. If the road construction is going to last for 5 years, let's say 3 years or 4 years, for that period, you are going to get job to do. Obi owa, osidana obi also damu deni, why them carry koni na misi. We send that time me contract to him, and me still bending. It is so that say if you invest in our infrastructure, the road sector, go for be So now what is important for us will be on your day, budget or your intentions. As they per day. Say it to me, no mumbo. That is why the first budget is the because as I was set out to by achieving, why achieving today? Yes, I ban why
yeah.
Because what kind of woman inflation or before Ebekaya NPP for Abra, this government is over the growth rate. They were projected they were going to achieve 4% or so growth rate. And NPP but retrogressing, they are setting the country aback. Why? Because we want to achieve 5.7 growth. No, what's the economy NDC? Say you. Oh, we have press conference on this. And I said, this what is wrong with you? I wasn't here. I
said, my people.
These people. My people. These people. What is wrong with you? No, I mean, GNPP 2010. What people don't know is that GNPP 2010. It's Bobie. Oh, 5.7. No, yeah. Or your outcome. Or your results are enya. Because a projected 3.9. Nenya 5.7. So you don't compare your 5.7 with Obini projection or your 4. Are you getting it?
Yes.
One is outcome, one is projection. Now they projected 4 or achieve 3.6. So if you look at the 3.6 and your 5.7, this government has done better than you in terms of growth. But that's what I see here. And listen to the argument. Why is it that the government, the governor is putting or intervening in the forex market? As a country, we are practicing or we are using forex. What we are using is a forex flow management system. But we don't allow only demand and supply to determine the price of exchange rate. But that's what I say.
Yes.
Or the price of currency. So what you do is that as and when you demand now once you cost us in supply, then Aban intervenes to supply more so that you hold the balance. That is why this governor has succeeded, together with the finance minister, will maintain this low exchange rate for us as a nation. So, in terms of economic management, if you compare the Koshoko one, which was given to this government, and that's was the Koshoko budget was a budget or Koshoko. What you do is that balance diet. The balance diet was sent from Koshoko to normalcy, good health, and So the first budget, because of my background, the first budget NDC presented, I saw it as a balanced diet budget. We needed that to restore stability in the economy, which we have done. The second one is that let's give ourselves some time. Let's start with some growth level. Let's not overrun. Take it in time. So projection 4.8, right? Reasonable. If you're able to achieve more than that, it is okay. Because if say run too much, if you don't have fee, stability no do. Wako back at asa. So they are still keeping the stability while at the same time also making sure that you expand the economy, you create jobs. I'm a youth, So the focus, I had the opportunity to meet Ato one-on-one, and the discussion I had with him was that this budget consolidation, our gains, consolidating our gains. 2, making sure that you grow economy, are able to create opportunity for the youth to get jobs to do. And if you're able to do that, that is where so the budget is good. Let's implement it to the latter so that we'll get a result. My only issue with the budget, if I have 2 issues, one issue with the budget is the Kumasi Accra Expressway. I don't think that it should be abandoned or
Now why not say?
We need to get the private sector to do it. And I will explain why.
And 2.
Yes. Because if you go, that is what is happening all over the world. Because it will take pressure from the budget.
Yeah.
It is a huge money. So it put pressure on our resources. But if you get a private sector, that's all you know, so tow. BOTBA. 30 years old, 20 years old. Say, it becomes Ghanaian property. Yeah. I believe there, instead of abundance taking money from our coffers to do it, if you go outside, there are a lot of money outside the private sector. Let's get even airports are built by private sector. There's a Nigerian who owns airport in UK.
Okay.
There are people. I mean, these Nigerians, they have money. Let's get some of them to build that expressway, tow it, and make money for themselves. And we are about being property. It will open them a Scalenches express.
And also before.
Yes, which means that a road to areas you need benefit. Feeder roads, urban roads, this inner roads, and it will help for the economy to also grow. So that is where we, as a united party, we think the government should consider the private sector rather instead of abandoning Kasa, or put that pressure on the budget.
Okay.
Yeah, that is.
All right. Thank you. Live in Accra 100.5. My main tuma Chairman Samson Asaki Awingobet. Chairman, importers, from where you sit, would you say budget we a year ma a ready for?
Bobe medasi, me chair and me bo me near divan about so pass and yeah, and then I started no crusade no African Games no. Na yango probability till he will succeed and see results. Na me da me near Bagman, right? Yes. UP. Yes. From Afafanto to UP. I'm very smart. I'm very smart for I almost say NPP for I say UP plus. Do come cut. Only the say UP. No, they tell no, their name is not UP. But our name is not UP. Hello, our name is UP plus. So you have no look. We are smart people. Me chair for. Na mini abema before me proceed no onim say me a maritime person na bobe Ghana media mumboye and I say they are lazy to do research. Ghana media we are lazy to do research na fa issues aba na provoke aban ada na mekasa ukọ Philippines yawo Omoni anything you, but down Mekawa say they deliberately train seafarers. What do you say? Who got them a pot to see na ship a baba do her? Now you see ship a balane or docky or a bed, and they are discharging. Now if there are 23 crew members, you will see say maybe 13 or 15 of them are Filipinos.
I see.
Now, if they tell you the amount of dollars they repatriate because they are working overseas, no, they are receiving in hard currency, no, back into Filipino economy. No. Now, yeah, you think what? Ship owners, you ship owners, one Netherlands, Germany, and ship owners always ships. No. If you want Google, huh? When they say seafarers, they are looking to Ghana. I can't tell you, I'm paying back maritime port be share during
across the world
2024
Omo Ghana.
Yeah, Omo Ghana. Say because the Ghana Maritime Authority prepares the course and give it to Regional Maritime University to train the people, and they examine them their competency. They are more passport look like a boarding like your passport corner. If you are holding that one, ship owners want to recruit seafarers from Ghana.
I see.
When they say Africa, they say Ghana. Google, you see it.
I see.
Yet here. Now youth, you form thousands of them are. Omo baba pengu no ebinim mutrim ye de. Aye, your friends say. Na ye ya because atu amfato na muka say. Eya muka mubu atu eya mubu ababi say nipa fofia to ata. Wosre me?
Mensre.
Na ye youth. And yes, I person ko soja, amu na person ko soja you. Because ejuma ni ho. Mr. President, if you are listening to me, I'm so serious. Yeah, deliberate policies. Yeah, who quite Regional Maritime University. The cost there, no, is so expensive that ordinary parents cannot take their children there. Until you do school, nobody who say people are come from other area, other countries. And my car say, yantimi bua, the young training youth no, more nurses, more caterers, more electricians, more fabricated welders. They need them in ship. Now you are exporting. Say labor minister started and say trying to export nurses. Nurses a good fear say me my year school 3 years, 4 years, 5 years me you know. You export them.
Yeah, they are not a kind of sakeko.
No. Look, ministers now proactive. Since Yenya Malik buy no. One say up and downs. Or fire service, or trying to push the people. But so the member had me catch or say, Bobie, say Regional Maritime University, no, top 10, top 5. The university is made up of 5 countries. I catch all that. Nigeria and Ghana, but Nigeria do most students back. Cameroon, Sierra Leone, Ghana, I think Liberia is. Then there's another country, I've forgotten the name. There are 5 countries. Principal, registrar, finance controller, marketing head, library head, business, what I've told you, all foreigners.
How many are Ghana for?
Ghana for no, they are guest laborers, clerks, and our secretaries, and our lecturers, common lecturers.
So, which means Ghana government in
common lecturers. During for the time, no, they searched for a candidate because there was a problem because of that professor almost suspended. No, okay, and even if you go into the route, there, issues that they almost far. Papa no almost suspended. No, at the end of the report, no, nothing came out. So the guy to tarnish his image because he was Ghanaian. Now you put Obia or offer Sierra Leone. Of course, Sierra Leone and yeah, they have. I think Sierra Leone or Liberia. Sierra Leone, yes. If of course Sierra Leone and they put up maritime academy to compete with us. I don't think if you go to Sierra Leone, the campus Sierra Leone has 30 students in our school here. Now you interview Obi. Now you are minister or transfer ball on your juba. Transport minister. So Tiamia, your Excellency President Mama, Mengasa Makachro. Say they're supposed to appoint somebody, the vice chancellor of the university, no? Supposed to be a Ghanaian.
But I think, yes, as well, you have not been fair to the transport minister. Have you engaged? Have you engaged?
Makwano, Bobe, Makwano, ya interview candidate from the Ministry of Transport. Now the college minister said, no, Dabi, yes, we are interested in the candidate you are bringing. Set up a date. The candidate, when they interviewed him, then you see a board meeting, to appoint, so that as part of the board meeting, they will appoint the rector, the vice chancellor. You come board meeting, finance, transport minister, on summon the deputy, on delegate anybody.
I see.
Now, the other 4 countries, they decided to say they will not appoint the candidate. As we speak, Nipana Wahano, active for 3-4 years. He has even reached his retirement age. He's still there.
No, but so how do you blame this current transport minister?
No, because this current transport minister, he constituted a team to interview his candidate at the ministries. And his colleagues said, no, we also want to interview the one you are bringing. But that's not it. It is a Ghana slot. So Ghana has to interview and bring a candidate. Get like when you go to the university, other Sierra Leone, Liberia, Cameroon, when they are bringing their rep, Ghanaian minister or Ghana government doesn't play role in interviewing who is coming. In fact, the one who's the rector now, when he was coming, he came with masters before he went and did his PhD. When he was coming from Sierra Leone, Ghanaian did not interview him. We didn't play part because it's like second. You know how when they say the second somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So the government of Sierra Leone, Cameroon, and then Liberia are bringing a rep. Ghana government cannot say bring that person for us to interview the person before we accept the person in their school. So, but when it was our time, they said unless they are interested to interview. After Ghanaian interviewed, President Kennedy said no, we want to also interview. They came all the way from their various countries, interviewed the person, and there was Ghana rep in the panel.
So I think of it. The problem is that Ghanaian authorities,
yes,
whether the past government or the current government, they are not showing interest.
The current government is not past. They say past is past. We won't talk about past again. I'm saying that this minister constituted a committee to interview his candidate. His colleagues said no, we are also interested. They came, they interviewed the candidate. Then they scheduled a date for their board management. The board of directors of the school or the governing board is made of transport ministers of these 5 countries. I think maybe that's not what you are getting. The governing board, if they are meeting, okay, it's made of transport ministers of the 5 countries that made up the original maritime universities. Yeah. And they fixed the date, and our transport minister could not go. Either he was indisposed, either he had traveled. He did not also send his deputy to go and represent him and to say that Ghana has come. This is the name of the candidate we want to present for the council to appoint, to approve and appoint, so that the council chairman will sign the appointment letter. The minister did not go. He did not send his deputy. He did not also delegate any of his top management to go and represent Ghana. So as we are sitting here, they end up the meeting and they said they won't appoint. So the one who's due for retirement, the one who has been acting for the past 3 years, is still at post. In fact, the transport minister, before this meeting, hold on, let me provoke you.
Petition the president.
Let me provoke you. Before this their last board meeting, there was a board meeting that the transport minister went. There was a meeting before, a board meeting before this board meeting. Then the transport minister went. That one, I think that one was in Ghana here, and said he was traveling. In the middle of the meeting, he said he was traveling and presented the candidate name. And when he left for the meeting, his college ministers refused to approve. When he came back, he wrote to the board chairman. And the board chairman, if you see the nasty letter,
when are you board chairman?
It's one of the countries. Is this Liberia minister or no? Sierra Leone or Sierra Leone minister. He's a Sierra Leone minister, I believe Sierra Leone or one of the countries. He is the board chair. Our transport minister wrote to him. He wrote back to the transport minister. And when the transport minister was writing to him, he wrote to him direct. But he wrote back to the transport minister and copied the board and copied the school. It is nasty. I myself, I told the minister that what his colleague wrote back to him, it was not good. And the minister now promised that the last meeting, he will go. Now the last meeting, you do not go.
I remember, on this matter, because this is not the first time I raise the issue. I quite remember during the NPP era too, you raised this issue. That 1% this bar. What petition the presidency on this matter?
Oh, even the minister, when I told Omampayina said, Minister Baba Bona man here. And I heard, so the second meeting, president was even having interest. But because they also came and interviewed the man and we were going to meet, I thought the minister would go. And the minister didn't go.
So on this matter, have you petitioned the president on the minister's
inability to attend the board meeting?
Behavior
well, maybe I will petition him.
Then let's
but I believe that this platform is big.
I know.
I'm saying that. But if you were to be a minister, if you were to be the minister, who call meeting in the middle of the meeting? I'm traveling, my colleagues, I'm traveling, but this is the candidate. And we say, oh, call. because of your traveling, we will do what is right for you. What pay? And they didn't confirm. Now you came back. They said they want to also interview your candidate, and they fixed a date for meeting, and you didn't go again. You didn't delegate it again. That means you yourself, you are not serious about it. That's why I'm angry.
No. Udi say we are angry, but my point is that
I will definitely put this petition.
Exactly.
I will petition the president.
This thing is dear to your heart.
I will.
This is
I will.
Exactly.
I will do that.
Yeah. Let's move.
Now, MPS Gas Commission, you remember?
Yeah.
And Omapeyo was there.
Yeah.
MPS, when they came, we were doing 800,000 containers a year. Now, they've hit 2 million.
MPS.
Very impressive investment. Very impressive investment. And I have been appealing.
MPS shall set time.
20, almost by mainstream 2019. When they started,
no containers.
Now, pot we are making 800,000 a year. Now we are hitting 2 million. Because there are bigger vessels that are coming to the country. You hear me, Bobie? And so I said, and I want to appeal again to His Excellency the President, that when they come, they bring containers that are supposed to go to Ivory Coast, Nigeria, Benin, Togo. But because they cannot have a bigger vessel, they cannot accept, they don't have the capacity to receive a bigger vessel, no? A back port, MPS terminal, near drop it. Now, bro, foreign vessels, no? They now take those containers in transship. Transshipment should be done by Ghanaian. It is in our shores. While they drop the containers in our shores, we have the opportunity, the right to do transshipment. Not a foreign vessel to be doing transshipment. So shipping agency should be surely Ghanaian. And I want to appeal to His Excellency the President again, that I've appealed to him when he came to port, that he should give political will to tell MPS that container that they brought in, that are supposed to go to Benin, that are supposed to go to Nigeria, that are supposed to go, and because of our investment, our strategic position, those transshipments should be done by Ghanaian shipping agency. With that, you will see Mexline, Grimaldi, and others, when they pronounce that transshipment that is going to Benin should be Bobie, Mexline will come to you and say, look, those containers, we will take it for you. Then you will collect the forest from the mother shipping and then pay them. And there will be forest, there will be hard currency. So Obibisa finance minister say, how can we sustain, and our Bank of Ghana say, how can we sustain the forest they are pumping into the market? No? We can sustain it if the government take this opportunity right now to say any transshipment leaving the shores of Ghana, shipping agency that's picking it to be Ghanaian. That is why we invest. That's why we went into partnership. That is what our law says. But you know what? They will come and drop it, and the same foreigners will take it out and collect here. Money that were supposed to be for us. So, Bobie, if you can arrange a meeting for me to meet the president, arrange a meeting for me to go and open the president's eyes.
Hey, me.
I will. If you can arrange a meeting for me to meet the Minister of Transport here, Mr. President here, and I'll tell Mr. President, look, we have this opportunity. So that Ibrahim Bahama, Kwame Despite, Magdan and others, look, you don't even need to buy a ship. So far they said that this transshipment is for Awingobit. No, those shipping lines that are sitting here, they will run to me to say, we will carry it there and you pay us. Then the forest will remain in this country. We are talking of Galamsey. That is the best place to give us more. That's where the Galamsey is. And the foreigners are taking the opportunity because our minds and eyes and ears are not into that. But we have opened the opportunity. Bobie, Timpacho, say shipping agency, on finance form, say any content that is dropped here for onward transshipment should be done by Ghanaian. Coming to the budget. Yeah, you know, my young boys are out to portion. Bonsa. Wagner. Bonsa mano. Yeah, bonsa at the portion. Share. Bobie, uhume. Tell me, uhume pa. Mr. Day.
What's a gentleman, Nipa?
Mr. Day, Tadeben, Mr.
What's a white?
Oh, I said that was
now, Mr. Day, what addressed? Bobie, we now see an economist. We now see an economist in the affairs of finance ministry. TMU, and then maybe so question. No. We now see an economist in the affairs of finance ministry and an investment banker who was in the finance ministry for the past 7 years to 8 years. Every investment banker, huh? But what tell me? Now, doing now, or that crowd said, can the Japan can say, or no, that's sorry, a sika, and or that, or dreaming, a sika to qua. Say yes, okay. Every investment banker, or that's of per profit. But that is it. Every investment banker is thinking about profit. If you die, he will make profit. He will make his profit. Who didn't say that? So, Ken Oforata was an investment banker. He doesn't understand public policies. What policy that I will do to benefit the masses? He was thinking about what can I do to gain profit, and that's why if you go to the finance ministry, you want to look at the trend. You say every international transaction, it's a data bank is that advises.
No, I said it will be a rural bank, no.
It is enterprise insurance that are there, to the extent that they've even taken businesses from SIC.
The collapse, no, the name.
No, tell me, because he was thinking of profit. So you see, or you're happy because he knows that the transaction advisors are data banks. So, but at the forcing come. And this were the people who were having what a solid team. Okay, can you play that voice?
40-member team.
If you can get that voice, can you please play it for Atifu to see? That they were mentioning names. Huh? Professor Jambafo.
Mr. Lencher
Dr. Akoto Ose.
Mr. Lencher Mate.
Mr. Alan Tremente. What a solid team. Naminia Ahmed Kabo. And Samuku. Play that in Ghana 40. Since President Mahama appointed at fortune, Minty and economic management, and I many Minty, and I is silent. But look at why he picked the city 13 cities to 10.2 for a very long time.
17.
No, sorry.
17.
January
17.
It was 17.
Yes.
Okay, I'm using
wait,
I'm using pot rate.
Yes.
Who's a pot man?
Yes, you
but
see,
rate down here, you see a pot.
Yes, what they did was that, true as I tell you about we on the 7th, 8th. 9th now I'm bekono. And I'm pumping in. Right? So in actual sense, even say we black market now. Black market as of December. Black market was around 18.
Okay, so you're gonna say, but me fa habo say we were using 13 and paying duty.
Yeah,
and it came to 10.2 for a very long time, for 4 months. It was only August, September that there was shortage, and the governor of Bank of Ghana they realized that no, people were going to the bank to withdraw cash in large quantities. What is that? Because artificial shortages. That was where he came out to say that nobody can go to the counter to withdraw more than $10,000 or equivalent. Okay, pa. Then he issued another statement say tap percent and others who are cutting the dollars and not bringing to the country can no longer do business with the country. Okay, pa.
Yeah.
That measures that the Bank of Ghana brought in really brought liquidity. And yes, fear yes no you see. Fear yes no you see. The two of them. Now, at the time Ken Ofodia was at Finance Ministries and Dr. Addison was at BOG, they were not in talking terms. Now, when you have fiscal policy and monetary policy, people here not talking now, then definitely your economy will go disarray. But are you following this?
Yes.
So you could see that when Atufoden came to the bank and Parliament to deliver, why you can't get that cassette. When Atufoden came to Parliament to deliver his economic and fiscal policy, okay, economic document, he kept on mentioning the governor of Bank of Ghana name. That shows coherent. That shows they work together. Bobby, the peak inflation at 28 came to, in fact, the projection was that in 2025, that by December, we will end with 11. And by first quarter next year, we'll go to single digit. Okay.
Yeah.
It was 11.9. But before then, we are at single digit. So, it has never happened. Again, prime rate. They picked it at 28. They brought it all the way to 21.5. I'm sure if they meet today, it will reduce again. Then the Ghana reference rate, Bogban, UP, afofan to kan wa ha no also eba from bar. So even going to commission bank to borrow at 19.5 point is still on high. It's supposed to come down again. The interest rate to come down.
But do you think sir budget will favor importers?
That's what I'm driving at now. That's what I'm going to tell me what's more 10 minutes and I'm what.
No, you're almost done. You're almost done.
I can tell you
21 minutes.
one of the things, one of the traits marks that I can yes,
20
oh boy.
21
Oh
minutes.
boy. One of the traits marks that I wanted to give to Atufosun again is when he wanted to do his first budget no oko market. Engagement. Osia kuoku. Osia market women. Osia imported as well. Osia guta. Osia yina. Apart from that, oko market bill. This 2026 budget. Osia oko market. Takorari. Odu an who say the market women. You see how they understand the economics. You say why you be bia maye. Na suka. Na say. Na emo say. Na soap say. Ukungo oil say. By onim de aka. Ya bibi maye awo safer. Okay, they told him.
Yes.
Because a bit more Africa ko fanima. A bit more Togo ko fanima. Almost Nigeria ko fanima. On you be on the safer for them. Fast forward, budget no presented no. Or you VAT it. Who kabom na 21.9 or say 20%. Ya bon samano. Ya dana se papa.
But some of the importers claim that they still need a cut on it.
Oh, let me. Well, as Oliver Twist always asks for more. Maybe perhaps. But yes, I say Atufosun on Yeshi or Yebibi. Now, E-levy was one of the things that importers are who as well mom to Koipano. So agent Frau Kase, who duty about you guys ask what's my bill number? Use your wallet, pay the duty. When they were taxing us, it was huge money. COVID levy was something that even who said that demonstration in Kumasi, omutu shops. Guta suko omuko say omampayi okay ba. They catch up and say for that hour Washington oba to present the 2023 budget no. Or they will do something. When he came, what did you see? He could not do anything. In 2023 when they were to present 2024 budget no. Because we said they should abolish COVID levy. It was one of the topic in this country. Okay pa.
Yes.
But at the first now, or ye as at the budget that will be passed tomorrow next no. COVID levy will be thing of the past. Until me tell my catcher say, you should rather ask me say, Judge for more to tell my so. Na my catcher say, on more to tell my so no. I say on more to tell name so.
They are not doing it.
So I want to tell name so now. Maybe or be our customer judge for. Now me just say tax the same thing. Okwa bosuka take ado ho. Okwa guta Dr. Ben Ares mo ho. Say yen penyufo na dollar because apps money say dollar new your bank. We should be the same people. Yeah, timi hwe camera na catch judge for say yimu nema no. Say yen yi nema. Na your friend say na Minister of Trade. Okwa du fie na ni kunu ye no bibi na oda life. The adi chair no offer the pen where open LR to reduce prices are. Obe make a reference in February and March, Monsieur Jadifo, and I was in May. Or say Monsieur Jadifo. Jadifo now AGI president was there. They came out and speak big English. Good president was there. By the time we could do a meeting on NASA, they came out and speak big English. Then we can catch over my 90 days. So that all stocks no bad will be okay. Ya ton we are now ya price no. Best and the stability report that 10.9 you used in calculating duties. It's still more than when we're using 13 and 14 in calculating duty. People duty have come down. And so we have to reduce the price. Say yeah, reduce the price now. What can I say maybe? Katie Hammond. Wake up one afternoon was running to parliament and nobody was casing. Not even cement. Or the two LI called parliament. If Unima, one was to regulate the cement, two was also to regulate other importations. Okay. Abraham can say there will be a committee. You go through the committee, you apply through the committee. The committee, but at the end of the day, if they approve, they bring it to him, the minister. He will have to then take the final decision. Your man will have to go and bring rice, and sugar, and this committee, and on Mawa. Okay. At that time, what was the inflation rate? At that time, we were buying dollar at what rate? So, yeah, you are the 4 years, solid and I say, yeah, penny. Now, the reason with us at that time. So if now a bad papa without no any economic management team, but management just who understand the economics properly and how the well-being of Ghanaians really feel. Now you get Jumane Hutaya, I say more your profit. I see your tip prices now. Now trade minister no say or sorry parliament say or pay LI to regulate prices. Me as a me I will support him, and I know unless unye a patriotic enough.
And then we tie kojo upon kroma. Now only who monitor event say NPP after budget no communicators ne say no come say na. Who person who be a very dishonest person, very disingenuous. The trait back on say will take responsibility. That or accept say as if from so we there. Eye me na ma course ana say fi me. Woni ma de bi omo ye. Kojo upon kroma mo ya omo ka kire yen say omo kono mu ja dollar no 14 omo ja no 14 omo ja no 14 no ma refer o say that no mo fi so no na ko check Bank of Ghana rate and then the same thing NDC e publish say and the rate no e 10.9 ya o meka say there be kwa abochi ho ye ni e kwa abochi ho no no say sa na mo ka che da na e kwa abochi ho na 17 cedis
any 18
and na ye to no enti mu megina no na on one hand no mu pese mu kono na mu rescue a fabricate ade no say 14 and na mu pese mu fa to yeso ti ye accept but yes ye ka the reality na face see amuso da bi kwa bochi wo mu no more rate no the same thing if you look at how Galamsey nsem a omusi Galamsey the NDC buy pa and na agi nsem problem ni na de ye fa hye aban foforo papa pa wo mu ne de omu no mu engineer ye no mu ye plan no mu de hyehyɛ egu akwan
na menue enye nwanwa se obi a wantimi an qualify Black Star for African Cup. Black Star qualify for World Cup was me na me ye we nipa we so more than more there.
Imagine say na me tie omu economists ni kojo upon kromamo analysts bia omu ye say pumping dollar no say omu say BOG a strategy now or use the finance ministry a strategy almost pumping dollar into the economy no and yes sustainable and yeah there because almost experiment see it's the no now they know more na oko porter what duty reduce fu obuako so enyama buako form no nti ye ni hu ye hu sa okoto ufu ola se number of liters out on the swati now nim dey tia omo ka say sustainable almost time they engage in something we call senorage. Omu chiche sika no like omu ma BOG chiche sika no na dollar no ba system ni mu sika na ye twa no omu yi ni cedi no a no mu dey $1 dollar na kogu dem it's all the time no all the monies are na BOG pump e dey say or they show up currency no liquidity no omu nya de pape no ma twa cedi no e wo dem no ma kosisa cedi no no me better dollar no me jasika no and the inflation skyrocket here it the ade amu ye no because they needed the dollar for foreign investment ni omo nyama ye and them no ka say uko trust bank e Gambia kind of rata na ato ono any the event is saying social security corporation and omo the higher shareholders e the trust bank Gambia bank we established July 3rd 1997 and a kakiti they were going under Kanofurata and the Koto a data bank of Ghana ne only sa bank ni se am no ka say then omo Koto yes $1 dollar no so omo nyama no Koto investment na oko Liberia se CA ya enterprise any Kanofurata company dem Koto Liberia and then omo Koto the same dollar no it was omo hu say omo hu omo manage you omo mismanage you chrono any sika no draw from the system through the dollar exchange rate no and the CD dollar exchange way no and no and this are issues na ba want to manage no because say nya chrono but one difference ni say NDC aban we sika no opompia ni officers appointees no obunya greedy ya omfum dollar no fan ko gu dem edu baby obekọ na sika no dollar no ya pompe edigu nkrofo politics mu na wo silada pap silada pampo aya wia no 1 point something million po o ehu Bobie, well, who see a via the dollar? Meanwhile, at the time, no, na omoko aboti money, small forest, for sure, say, a moment ton dollar, moment ton see the moment you say, meanwhile, that's cano, a guamo demo, our more hoarding. Obekai, mammy back here, Flagstaff house. One day, on one workers with ye, Omokoya, mamino, at that form 1 and 9, key, our bedroom one more. Mamini tiati, mamunim de mamino, Omokoya, Sika Juleguneso. Sika Juli, Eguneso, what them. This is a man, yes, Saskanoa near you. That is what they did. It's dollar need to be, you know, a young one thing. And then, about Papa, near Yaso Faswa, and then these people of a sudden have transmogrified into some element of event saying special expert to be and now genius be like
genius. Now I want them to say NPP before I'm strong in opposition. NDC can never be strong in opposition. There we saw the difference. Look, macro 88. They can hung over the whole parliament.
Because so dream one who be sound say about the center of a sudden mumu onya sachen ya mu pese ade na moment wo de hwe yemfa school yemfa bibia to chere yen call in pragmatic and practical terms and they say ade no ye de mawo ye de oba ba beto mpaso ye de amawo 8 years say abrantie why no ho ade a fire adwuma they produce and mama ye why 8 years aso atopa an ye the results bia obiaba no within 8 months no abon papa na akola be pie mu anase oba na for yefu a wo be kire say atopa next time no move and call left and off and call right sabi you say nyasafo nyina to aba edman di sa wo hwa aka hwan mu
aka ngwase afo
Nyasafo
wa yare wa dadam
I like Uji want me some
before it's annoying.
Like me a consultant be partner can be for some on my family nanka me mom advice or some of these things me naka me catch them say some of these things na trap mom wankasa they should stay away from the conversation and pretend it's someone say one day
wow and can say NPP question them be 2 years kra
You know kasa kra.
on the omunyai Ghana for Emma NDC na Ghana for no NDC for no kodru baby Ghana for bo say no NDC we there this is not on answer no more be can be na we dey won free dem wonum kan na wa go you apete se 4 am what that's what ya na be bo moto hu abebu ye so o ba ga bi ai dey
Question economy was.
hwe say Nigeria o mo ka kire obi say obi ayo mu vudu Nigeria
say ayo mu vudu
Congo
ayo
vudu e dey qualify hwe MPP o mo ka kire obi say o incompetent
No, but Bobie we free there. One general secretary. Friend then. Yes, Nicodia. As in the election now, 2024 election no. Na bibi wo mu. As MP and drill wo mu.
But the point is, how can you tell me say ukra $70? Who they almost say even 14 no yate. 14 they yate. Oh, 4 in 2016 no. What about 3? What about 2?
No.
And that's how they call forward. What they call forward? Obi have finance what they are back down. We say we incompetent.
And said it was their gains.
And you know the annoying thing. What's the they should have come to 8. Can you imagine?
Your friend saying, I mean, Anta.
Obi Oji 4 now straight top 4, 5, 6. Look on. What's there? You know. What's it should have come to 8.
I mean, Anta, he was the interim minister. I mean, Anta.
Or injury minister.
It's still man because interim minister because IMF 3 billion ban. It's a portion. He was going to see a paper and sign. He can't do anything. But we say I am a casa. I'm not about criticizing at the policy. On the days by their estimation.
Can you imagine?
I don't know why you
Can you imagine?
Utie oma and the kojo pon kroma say omo measures bi go akwemu enom ye sen ko omo de batem omo do ten omo hu say be yete because no mo say sustainable but ade no eno kra na adesi aka one say it's all over the place so incoherent utimu say
okay,
who has forced them
in simple terms kojo pon kroma ka kire say ni yankon 18 19 20 Yes sir.
Person say na sustainable.
Onoko John Krumano Korano. Prior to the election, what guy passed? He was no more talking again. What guy pa? Prior to the election, 2024 election, no. Every said the month of August, no, he was silent. He wasn't happy as
they were clueless.
No, he wasn't happy at the housing ministry. Housing ministry. No,
Indeed, because you're upon Kruma and Yansel, no. Is it 10 years of state? And
you're sustainable. Now, people say, could you upon Kruma? And you're time for course you. That's no kind of say. That time, $1 there, you know, share.